Wanted to talk a little bit about some different ways that you can make some money on your small farm. I know there's a lot of people that, especially during the pandemic or just for whatever reason in the last few years, have decided to get some animals or start growing crops and doing different things. And then you find out that there's a lot of expenses and there's not a lot of return selling livestock or being a farmer, whether you're selling meat or fiber or milk or eggs. It's a tough way to make a living, and most small farmers and most homesteads have a full-time job and run their homestead, and they end up burning out and not wanting to do it because it's just too much for not as much return. They end up just having a few pets or something like that, or getting rid of their farm altogether, getting rid of their animals. But I've run and owned quite a few different kinds of businesses, everything from a restaurant, car dealerships, a sports center, and the one thing that was common to all of them is multiple revenue streams. And it's even more important with our farm animals, because there are so many different things that you can do with some of these animals that aren't necessarily being bred or raised for meat. None of ours are. We've got a few different kinds of goats, a few different kinds of sheep, chickens, ducks, and the only thing that we raise for meat is meat chickens. And that's not a substantial part of our revenue. We have, just a handful of select customers that kind of order from us ahead of time and that we can kind of count on. But we have our goats. We have fiber goats. We have Angora and Nigora fiber goats. We do sell their fiber, but it's nothing that you could make a living on. It's a few $100s here and there. We have the Nigora goats that have become kind of popular in the pet trade, but again, you're selling a handful of $300 or $400 goats every spring, every summer. How you gonna make a living off that? And you're not even gonna cover your feed costs really. We have some sheep, and now we've been getting it more into the valet black nose sheep. We have a purebred ram that we're gonna be making babies with him and studding him out and making some more money. But again, the cost of entry of that is expensive. Purebred valet black nose are $15,000 to $20,000. It takes a long time to see a return on investment on something like that. We do sell their fiber as well. Again, $100 here, $100 there. Nothing you're gonna be able to quit your job and make that your career out of. But the very first thing that I'm going to talk about is something that you may not have thought about, which we tried for the first time this year and it's been very successful, has been our goat yoga program. So we do it right on the farm, so we have no extra cost for facilities or anything like that. We've got a space right out behind our house, and we use what we already have as assets as our baby goats and some of our adult goats. And we've advertised a little bit. We've spent less than $100 on advertising. We found out that our website actually has, and we use Wix for our platform on our website, and just kind of clicking around in the settings, and I was messing with the admin side of the website, and I saw that it had both events and tickets as an add-on to our website. And there were apps that were right there available, didn't cost me anything more. So I went into the back part of our website, the admin page, and I added events as a page. And then I saw the ticketing portion, and I added tickets. And so we sell our tickets right on our website. I found quite a few places around our area to advertise our event for free. One of them is our local Spectrum, which is a cable provider channel. They have community events that actually runs on the TV on their news channel on a ticker, and they have on their website. I found a couple of kids pages that had events that allowed us to submit an event. I created an eventbrite.com page, and I did our website, obviously. And then Facebook was a big one. So our Facebook page for Kaizen Ridge, I created a couple of posts about it, and then I boosted the posts. And when you boost a post, you can select audiences by things like demographics and This may sound sexist, but I always think that more women are into yoga than men, so I can aim my ads at women, and then you can drill down to even each person's interests and hobbies, and Facebook collects a lot of data on all of us and what we're into, so they're able to identify people that have looked into things that might be part of yoga groups online on Facebook, or look into yoga pages. So I selected a few different types of yoga as interests, and I'm just boosting these things for like 10, 20, 15 bucks here and there, and we've done 3 yoga events now that we limited to 30 people just to make sure everyone had a good experience, and all 3 sold out. We're charging $20 a person for just the yoga, and then we actually have kind of a brunch afterwards, so they can opt in for that for another 20, where we do a little bit of a farm tour, bring in some food and drinks and that kind of stuff, and they can relax for another hour after the yoga. And about a quarter of the people do that. So ticket prices between $20 and $40, 30 people, So it's a few hours worth of work for, $1,000 or more of return by the time we do the yoga and the brunch. So that's been a good extra revenue stream for us. At this time, we're only doing 2 a month, but it's created its own little following. Our Facebook page has probably quadrupled in followers and likes. Our website traffic is 10 times what it used to be. We've gotten picked up by other places around town that I don't even know, nothing that I submitted, but we were on a list of top 10 events to do this weekend in the Rochester, New York area, which is where we live. And part of the reason that we got kind of popular kind of quick is we reached out to a local country store chain that's in our area, and it's kind of like a Tractor Supply. It's called Country Max, and we have done 2 events for them now where we bring some of our animals up to their store, and people can come and visit with them and learn about them, and then we hand out flyers about our events while we're there, and we've had 150 people show up to each one of those. So each one of those people is taking pictures, and we did a little contest. If you tagged us on Facebook, you could win a free trip out to the farm and things like that. And so we did a lot of that kind of free promotion stuff to really get our events out there, and we're starting to book up weeks and months in advance now for the rest of the summer. So it might just be a revenue stream that you weren't thinking about when you're thinking about opening up a small farm or a homestead, but there's a lot of interest in our animals, especially if you have cool, unique animals. We've got some beautiful Nigerian dwarf goats. We've got some very cute and cuddly Nigora goats. The Valley Black-nosed sheep have a moniker as the cutest sheep in the world now. You see them on TikTok or on Instagram and things like that. So, people that aren't used to being on farms and that don't do what we do every day, this is a unique setting. We've got some ducks. We've got some cool-looking chickens. We've got baby chicks that the kids can hold. Everybody wants their Instagram picture with the baby goat, and when we're doing yoga, they want the goats to climb on their back, and social media drives a lot of this interest. But we've had no problem selling out our events so far with minimal spend on advertising, and we made a deal with a local yoga instructor, so it's very reasonable what she charges, and then we have our kids working down there, feeding the goats and keeping everybody happy and friendly. And that's the first one I wanted to share with you as far as an additional revenue stream for your small farm or homestead. We got 3 more to come, so subscribe or stay tuned, and I'll share a couple more of those with you. Thank you.